Alright guys, I've got the campfire going, and what I used was a little bit of birch bark that was laying around on a fallen tree, a pre-burned tree actually, and basically just made like a little bit of a nest, a ball of that kind of birch bark, planted it on the stump, used that as my striking surface versus kneeling inside of the fire pit. I already had a bunch of birch bark inside the fire laid ready to go, so I basically just sparked that up really quick, used bark as a match, transferred it into the fire, and then made sure that this was extinguished so that's not going to create a forest fire. I've got all kinds of wood in there. I've got some softwood, some dry spruce, pine. I have a little bit of maple. I found a couple maple rounds that are actually dry. And then of course all this really dense oak. Some of it's actually really dry actually going through it, and some of it is a little damp. So I've got damp pieces in there now drying out. It's throwing a ton of heat. Even though the temperature has dropped a little bit, it is still way too hot to sit close to, but it is throwing a ton of smoke, which is getting rid of all these mosquitoes that were starting to come out. So I'm gonna back away from this fire and hopefully just be able to relax for a little bit out of these bugs. Alright, so I'm just backing away from the campfire. It's literally about 15 feet behind me, and I can still feel a tiny bit of heat coming towards me. So I've got both doors on the tent wide open. A little bit of breeze. There's a little bit of a breeze starting to kick up now, but it's still muggy and just like still. Sticky, disgusting still. So while I'm sitting here just kind of waiting for darkness, it is 8 o'clock. It's going to be dark like in moments. So I'm going to explain what I brought with me on this adventure. I do have a hoodie with me. So I've got my Marmot hoodie here, which is going to be my pillow. Certainly don't need it for warmth. Boomer's coming in here looking for a little bit of a snuggle, I think. For change of clothes this evening. So I am so disgustingly hot and sweaty. I am going to bathe. I'm not going to jump in the lake because the rocks that are in that lake are like glacier rocks. Here in Nova Scotia we have like super jagged sharp rocks, and that stuff will tear my feet and legs apart like crazy. Not only that, there's probably broken glass down there because this is a very popular location for like four-wheelers and fishing and whatever. So instead what I'm going to do is filter some more water, bottles. I'm going to dump it all over myself right up here next to the fire, get all that grime off me, and then I'm going to change into some clothing. So I have a pair of socks. I'm going to put those up high in the net. I have a pair of very thin base layer pants, which realistically are probably too warm, but I like to stay in thin pants to minimize the mosquitoes biting me because the doors will be open and shut as I'm moving in and out. Especially for the morning time. These are nice because it will be cooler in the morning time, fingers crossed. So that's going to be my nighttime change. I do have a t-shirt. I'm not sure where it is right now, probably still in my backpack, but I do have another t-shirt to change into, and this t-shirt is basically going to be my towel to dry off with. These pants I'm wearing tomorrow once I get up and actually get changed and ready to go. Socks, so these clean socks I'm going to wear tomorrow as well. Dirty clothing, jam that in the backpack. So on this adventure I did bring my toiletry bag. It is stocked full on this adventure. So this is something that it's so full it won't even Velcro shut. This is just basically like a men's, women's like hygiene bag. So very, very simple. What I have stocked in here is basically around like summer heat. So I have deodorant, I have cologne, I have the all-important body wipes. So these are actually, the brand is Global Beauty Care, not that that matters, but these are aloe vera extract, and they're kind of, they're a makeup cleansing wipe. So they're for women makeup. It's really good on the skin, and it smells really good. Like, very refreshing. I also have a pack of like men's body kind of like odor wipes. These are the Nobleman Cooling Face and Body Cleansing Wipes with aloe and eucalyptus. So this leaves kind of like a minty tingly feeling, which is kind of interesting if you're into that, which I am obviously. So I have 2 packs of wipes I'm gonna be going through these like crazy. When I'm out in the hot summer, I do not like to be nasty. As you guys can see, I've already gone through a lot of this. My wipes I'm not burning. I'm putting in a bag and bringing out. Also in here I have some mouthwash. So this I also use for like hand sanitizing because it is antiseptic. To like wash up and then use the wipes to get the stickiness off. So that's in there. This is probably boring, but I'm going to go through it anyways. I did just get over a cold, so I actually have a couple neocitrins in here. Cough drops, Fisherman Friends. I then have my toothpaste, my toothbrush in there. And then in this lower zip, I have some Tylenol, some cough drops, polysporin, just in case I get blisters or cuts or whatever. And that's basically it. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I bring this with me on all my overland trips, and some people have been asking, what's that black bag hanging there for? So I'll hang it in the back of the Jeep, or I'll bring it up on top of the rooftop tent almost every adventure. If I'm out in the truck or the Jeep and I'm in those rooftop tents, I'll hang it up inside of the tent. My wife has the identical bag to this with her own personal items, so she puts hers on her side, I put mine on my side, and then we have everything we need other than her stealing my mouthwash every single trip. Kendra, get your own mouthwash. That's why I have a large bottle instead of a little tiny one, because I have to pack for like 2 people. Yeah, so that's my hygiene bag. It is very large. Mind you, I have a tent, a pad, a very compact down quilt. The Trangia stove. I'm packed fairly light on this trip, so I wanted to bring this big bulky thing with all my little creature comforts. And of course I did bring my light. This is something else I want to mention really quickly. This is a the name brand's worn off of it. I can't tell you the name brand, sorry, but I've been getting asked about this. Oh, it's Claris. Sorry, Claris, K-L-R-U-S. Just search that website and you'll find this little pedal style light. This is my light, so this is what I use on all the overland trips. I like hanging this in the tent as well, and I can angle 2 of them away or 2 down, or 45-degree angle, whatever I need to do. It's also mountable on a tripod, so I could turn it up like that and then pedal them all down, whatever I want to do. So this is the light that I'm going to be using this evening. I like using it because it's great for filming and it has a lot of options in it. It is really bulky, but I need it for filming, so it's basically camera gear. And then I brought the water filter with me, the Miniwell gravity fed filter, because I didn't want to pack in a whole lot of water. I brought 2 bottles, one full, one was empty. They're both full now because I filtered water. Basically that's because I planned on dumping it all over myself. I don't want to jump in the lake because, one, it's nasty and I don't like things crawling on me. I don't know if that's weird. That's probably like my one weakness, is nasty stuff in water. I don't like it. I'll go in the ocean with a nice sandy bottom, but if a piece of seaweed touches me, I'm gone. That's it. I know I'm not the only person. And because I knew I was going to be basically dumping it all over myself and getting clean. So that's enough talk for now. Probably went a little on the deep side there, but like I said, this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to share some of the little things that I do. So this particular tent, I want to talk about this for just a moment. As I mentioned, I planned on being in rain, as there was a thunderstorm possibility. So I brought this tent for the large vestibules. So there's a very large vestibule on this side, the same on the other side. And knowing that I was bringing the Trangia alcohol burner, I like to have a lot of room because I don't want that thing burning the tent. So this way, I can actually, it has a 2-way zipper. So what that means is I can zip the door, pretend the door's closed. I can unzip the door and the little flap will fall, venting out a lot of the bad air or carbon monoxide. Also, I can place it down here and do my cooking and whatever I need to do if it rains. And there's a lot of room on the inside and outside. And I've already gone over why I chose the mesh on this tent. So hopefully that helps you guys. I know that's a lot of information, more than what I usually do. Looking at the campfire right now, it is almost all coals. That oak is burning really, really well. And I'm not going near it until it's burned down because it's very hot. And I'm getting really hot myself. So we've got about an hour left of daylight. I'm basically just going to lounge around, enjoy the fire from a distance, do a little bit of a cleanup, and then right at the very end before the fire's gone out, probably going to put one more log on it, dump a bunch of water over myself, get dried off, jump in the tent, and probably watch a movie saved to my phone and call it a night. Alright guys, so I'm all finished up with a little bit of a wipe down, and I'm glad I did when I did. I was actually going to hold off till a little bit later, but when I did so, I found underneath the dangler of my knife a tick. So it was actually crawling up my hand as I kind of took my knife off, and I did a full check. That was the only one that I found on me, but I did have one. Now, I live on Cape Breton Island, and I've gone the entire summer so far walking through tall grass, bushes, very thick forest, and I'm talking like tick central. Not a single tick on me, Boomer, or my wife. I come to the valley, I walk around in a bit of shrubbery. Sure enough, a tick. This place is crazy for it. So, Boomer is going to be getting checked in just a moment. He's hiding from me because he knows it's coming. He's going to get picked and poked at. If you guys notice, I did give him a haircut. So he's sporting his puppy look again, other than his old man beard face. He's only about 1.5 years old, and he is long-haired Jack Russell mixed with Chihuahua. I get asked that all the time. That's what he is. So he's got a nice short coat now, which he's loving, and it makes it really easy to get in and find any kind of insect or whatever's going to be on him. So I'm going to give him a very thorough check. Make sure there's nothing on him, and then he's going to be limited to the tent area. We're not going to bed yet. We're actually going to start one movie now. The campfire's still crackling away, still burning. We're probably going to watch 2 movies, but we're going to watch one now and basically zip this mesh panel shut to leave this outer door open. Watch the fire, watch the movie, lounge inside. And I imagine by the time halfway through the movie, it's going to be dark, so we'll probably end up zipping the back solid panel door and leaving this door open until the fire's out, of course. And then we're going to start our second movie, close the whole tent up, and hopefully fall asleep to the second movie. I don't know if you guys could pick up the sound of the water in the background. Still sounds like a waterfall. It's like white water over there, but it's down an incline. It's really hard to get to, and the canopy is so rich and green that it's really hard to see through. But if you hear that white noise sound, it's not static in the microphone, it's running water. So I've got the lake with frogs and birds, and I've got the running water and the crackling fire for now, but later on this evening, that sound is going to put me right to sleep. So that's basically going to be the plan for now. Where did he go? Oh, he's hiding in the back. I'm going to get this light shut off and just kind of get cozy, watch a movie, and I'll catch up with you guys as soon as that first movie's done. Alright guys, first movie finished, 2 thumbs up. The fire is still crackling away. I just loaded a couple more pieces of wood on there to get some smoke generating. Jumping out for a bathroom break, brushed my teeth. Boomer's in, ready for bed. We're going to start movie number 2, and it is basically almost pitch black out right now. So, going to leave this outer door open, watch the fire, watch a movie, same thing. And when I feel tired, basically doze off. So, good night, everybody, and I'll catch up with you first thing in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, not too terribly hot morning out here today. I can tell you putting this sweater on was quickly a mistake, but the bugs are staying away for now. As soon as I take the sweater off, they just swarm and start biting my arms, and totally uncomfortable. So last night's sleep was actually really enjoyable. The lake in the background is total overcast right now with clouds. The sky is as gray as can be. And there's very, very little breeze, and I could feel the temperature starting to rise. So it did get down pretty cool last night. I actually rolled my pant legs up. I was inside. I had the down top quilt kicked down, way down off me, like an open style blanket. And Boomer basically just slept on the ground. He was too hot, so he laid on the ground, had a drink of water here and there, and that was basically it. We watched our second movie, and then we fell asleep real fast. The sound of the water rushing in the background, there were a couple loons out on the lake, and of course waking up today to some songbirds bouncing around here. And pretty quiet out here as always. So I'm going a little bit kind of skimpy on the coffee today. I do have my coffee grinder here, of course. But, and here comes a Boomer. But I have to basically get out of here pretty quick today for two reasons. One, it's going to get really hot, and I'm not sticking around for that. And two, I'm actually here in the valley area to pick up my children and go back home. So we're doing a little bit of a summer visit. So I'll have those little guys for a week or so, and basically just going to have some fun on the island and see where the adventures take us. So I do need to get out of here early, so very simple coffee. I'm going to get breakfast on the road once I get back to the truck, and basically pack all this stuff up, chuck it in the back, head on over and grab them, and back on the highway and away from this hot place back to my nice cool island. So very excited. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed with that because a lot of people have been asking how the kids have been doing. And if you guys have been on the channel for a long time, you probably recognize the name Emily. So let me explain this really quick since we're here in the morning and I've got nothing else to do. So Emily is my ex-partner. Her and I parted ways quite a while ago, and we have 4 children together. So we have Desmond, Brooke, Autumn, and Jasper. And a lot of you who've been on the channel for a long time know those names very well. Kids are doing really well. So the reason why they haven't been in a lot of videos is because whenever I do get time with them, I really don't want to cram the camera in front of their face. I just want to spend time with them, do our own thing. And that seems to work out really well. Now Jasper was in a video a while back. My wife Kendra and I took him out to the ocean, and we did a pretty awesome overland kind of style rooftop tent video. It was actually the exact same location as the video uploaded before this one. So the truck camping video in the rain before this video was right where we went when we had Boomer. So pretty awesome. That's kind of bringing you guys up to speed with that. And there's a lot of stuff on my Patreon. So if you guys are kind of wondering what's going on behind the scenes, or how do I get a little bit more juicy detail on what's upcoming videos and what have you been up to, Patreon. The link is down in the description, as well as check out my Instagram. There's always little sneak peeks there, photos and whatnot. So Boomer's running around here. Probably getting into some trouble. I don't want him getting covered in ticks, so I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on him. The alcohol stove worked really well. The coffee is definitely good. Like I said, breakfast on the road. I'm just kind of doing a scan of things here. Oh, one thing last night. I did have a drink. You guys hear the loon? Awesome sound. So I did have a drink last night. I have one of these 1,000 milligram vitamin C, energy C type drink mixes. Just basically add it to water, and they're great for bringing the electrolytes up, and like vitamin C and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, there's phosphorus, iodine, calcium. Loons. Where am I at? Vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B3, B6, B12, potassium, chromium, magnesium, zinc, all kinds of stuff in this. So it's great to have hiking, just throw it in there. That's orange mango flavor. So I did have that last night, brushed my teeth, got cleaned up, and crashed. So that's basically a quick recap of what happened last night. So I'm going to sit here, enjoy my coffee for a few moments, and then I've got to get everything out of the tent, tear it down, and do the pack up. So cheers, guys. Good morning. All right, everybody, we've got everything totally packed up inside the backpack just in the nick of time because the heat is starting to really irritate me and the bugs are also starting to come out in full force. Boomer's ready to go. He had his food and water, and we're basically going to make our way back to the truck and get out of the forest, get into town, get the kids, get gas at the gas station, and then get on the highway and start spinning those 40-inch tires. So, thank you guys very much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Be sure to check out part 1, part 2 of the adventures. I've been breaking them up into 2 parts lately just to get a little bit more detail in the filming and to give you guys a little bit of a break halfway through. Come back and watch part 2 or just watch part 1, whatever you feel like doing. So, peace out guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode.